It seems extraordinary to find the hectic rush of daily life side by side with peace and contemplation. The monastery of St. Peter is a place of repose in the heart of a city where thousands of tourists rush from one cultural site to the next. Of course, the monastery is also one of the places that visitors to Salzburg are keen to see. The architecture, the valuable art treasures. Yet behind the walls, there is a spiritual center where monks have been living according to the precepts of St. Benedict for more than 1300 years. Ora et labora, pray and work. This familiar phrase serves best to sum up these precepts and defines the activities of the monks in their chosen environment, whether it be spiritual, pastoral, scientific, cultural, social or economic. I think that what Benedict stipulates for his monks is valid for all men and women. That a firm structure is necessary to give stability, and above all, that they need an integrated, holistic approach, an interaction between prayer and work, between solitude and the community. To find the right balance here is the key. A life filled with meaning and purpose. The monastery of St. Peter, founded in 696 AD, has practiced this life for centuries without interruption, right up to the present day. Led by a succession of 88 abbots. The abbot is the democratically elected head of the monastery.
The
abbot is both spiritually and economically responsible for his brothers. His position is a pastoral one, and he bears the responsibility for the successes, but also the failures of his community. Communal prayers give structure to the day, 5 times daily. We pray using these ancient songs and chants from the Bible, the Psalms, which express our concentrated life in all its shades and colors. The first prayers are at 5:45 a.m., comprising the prayer for the night just ended and the morning prayer, or Lauds. This is followed by half an hour of private prayer. At 7 a.m. the monks meet for Holy Communion, in which outsiders can also participate. Then follows breakfast in the refectory. The daily work routine in the morning lasts until 12 noon. At 12:15, the monks meet again for prayers. The midday meal consists of healthy but simple fare. After the midday rest ordained by St. Benedict, work continues in the afternoon until 6 p.m. Evening prayers or Vespers are held every day at 6:30 p.m., followed by the evening meal. Leisure time, an opportunity for the mutual exchange of ideas, occupies the period until the final prayer session of the day, known as Complin, and this brings the official daily routine of the monastery to a close. The monks, of course, all live in single rooms within the monastery. Each has a spacious room. It's a Baroque monastery, so there are large rooms with their own washrooms in them. Every monk has all he needs in his room. There are many different reasons for deciding to become a monk. Admission to the monastery proceeds in several steps, during which the scrutiny becomes ever more intense. After the initial introduction to the community, the candidate is accepted and undertakes a 1-year period as a novice. Then the monk commits himself to a particular house, at first for 3 years and then for life. A monk never goes into retirement. He remains with his brothers until the end of his life and continues to fulfill those duties in the community which are in accordance with his health and capabilities. All kinds of professions are to be found in the monasteries of the Benedictine order. Many priestly occupations, of course, among the monks who have studied theology, but also other intellectual and manual activities. In this way, the younger brothers profit from the experience of the older ones.
Ungefähr ein Drittel unserer Mitbrüder sind als Priester.
Approximately a third of our brothers are active as pastoral workers, as priests in communities, in parishes incorporated into the monastery. This is a very satisfying job, one in which we can assist and stand by our fellow men and women in concrete ways and in difficult situations, and, yes, bear witness as Christians. During its 1300-year history, the monastery has from time to time received donations of financial assets. The monastery lives from the proceeds of these endowments. In addition, there is agriculture and forestry, wine growing, a market garden and nursery, a bakery, a catering business and a publishing house. Our main income comes from the properties we own in Salzburg and elsewhere. This revenue makes it possible to finance social and cultural activities. One of the main tasks in the cultural sphere is the upkeep and maintenance of the numerous churches and listed buildings. We have been entrusted with a great legacy, which must be continually reassessed and reinterpreted for the present day. There are certain major priorities, for example, in the library. The work here goes way beyond the upkeep of the existing stock. The library, which is open to the public, is enlarged by around 1,500 new volumes per year. The collection of graphic works is also continually growing and incorporating many contemporary works. An example of the scientific work of the monastery is the magnificent collection of minerals. A multitude of facets. A multitude of tasks and activities goes together to create a complete picture communicating the life of a monastery in the 21st century. A life form that somehow fits well into our hectic modern existence. Monasteries are pure, purposeless entities, and as such can achieve things which would otherwise be impossible in our normal world. Our monastery is without doubt an oasis of calm, a house of belief, a place of culture and science, and a meeting point for encounters of all kinds.